You remember getting your first check?
My first movie was Friday After Next. Not only was it the check, it was the hood credit that I got. Like, to be a part of a Friday After Next.
That's true.
In the hood? What? I was this jail. Like, I ain't have a word in that movie. Hey, what's up? It's Allen Maldonado, and this is when Zay Zay met. And today, he met Allen Maldonado. What's up, y'all?
¿Qué pasa, cómo está mi gente? I am Zay Zay, and welcome to When Zay Zay Met. Today, we have an actor, a writer, an entrepreneur, and a philanthropist who you may know from Blackish, The Last OG, and of course, the latest Wonder Years series. Plus, he's also in the Diego Halavis film, American Carnage, and today, he's taking some time to hang out with us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Allen Maldonado.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good.
Let's take it to childhood a little bit, right?
Man, we starting therapy already?
We're gonna do therapy. Lay down.
Go ahead.
I like to have these conversations because it shows you how, where a person comes from. You know what I mean? Where someone comes from. So you grew up just outside of Los Angeles, right?
Rialto. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rialto. And you are, you're part Black, part Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about what it was like growing up Puerto Rican on the West Coast.
Well, listen, like I said, my father passed away when I was young. So I didn't spend a lot of time with him in my earlier years because he moved back to New York when I was 3. So I grew up in a very southern Alabama. My mother's from the country of Alabama. This 30 minutes south of Montgomery. So that's the deep South. So I grew up in a Southern household. I guess the better question would be when I went to New York for the first time at 7, and I got to be around my Puerto Rican family for the first time.
Okay.
So that was definitely a culture shock.
Shock.
These are New Eurekans.
Yeah.
So it was a whole different way of life and in the world. I was in Harlem. It's just the energy there. I wouldn't change it for the world. But yeah, that was more of a culture shock than anything. being that it was New York versus California, like all of these things at the age of 7 that I just was kind of and I went by myself. My mother didn't go with me. So
you walked up in there as a Alabama Rican.
Yes. Yes. That's the best way. I couldn't have said it better. Could have said it better. That's exactly what it was. And that's how much I stood out too.
But I bet you came back home like all ready to go.
Oh man, like what I will say about that is like California. I love California, and I'm a Cali boy to the death, man. That means I'm a hippie, and we like things smooth. You know what I mean? Not slow, but we like things smooth.
For sure.
New York was boom, like on you, and as soon as you come off the plane, and growing up, it gave me a different sense of time, being that the people that I grew up with still had this kind of California pace where I would go to New York and I would have this New York pace. So it just looked like I would move a lot faster than everybody here. So that was something that I took from those trips home.
And then you had to slow it down.
Listen, you get back to Cali, you gotta slow it down. Like even when I would be out there walking, I'd be like, why y'all walking so fast, man? Like, I'm strolling up there, but like, we got 30 blocks to walk, man. Hurry up. Like, all right. Yeah, I'm like, that's why I have to learn. I have to learn the difference.
I love it. So now you got fast forward and then you got chill.
Yeah. I got a couple of gears. I love it.
Beautiful. Have you been able to stay connected to your Puerto Rican side growing up all these years?
Yeah. My grandmother is, her birthday just passed. She's 96, 97, man.
Que Dios la bendiga. Nice.
Yeah. Love my abuela. She is amazing. Even though I don't speak Spanish, she don't speak English, we know how to talk to each other.
That's right. Grandmama always knows.
That's right.
Grandmama always knows. You know what? Reading about you, you're a bit of an inspiration, right?
Appreciate it.
Because I know that right as your career was starting to take off, you hit a really rough setback, right? In the form of an auto accident, and you had to come back through that, right? Talk to me a little bit about what kept you going while you were staging your comeback into your career.
Man, strangely enough, I was never upset about that. I got hit by a drunk driver walking. He was going 65 miles per hour in a BMW Roadster. I flew in the air, landed on my face. My right leg was broke. My spine was curved, and almost lost my bottom lip. Just the lacerations on my face I looked like another human being, or if not a human being, I looked something of another species. That's how blown up my face was. But with all that being said, I was never upset about it. I was frustrated that I couldn't act more than anything. So for 3.5 months of rehabilitating and just staying focused. Like it wasn't like oh I was sad about it. I just was like, I want to get back out in the race. I booked 3 TV shows in the first week I was able to audition.
Boom.
2 reoccurring, like some big shows. That's happened, I think, twice in my career. And it's always usually in these kind of aha moments of my life. But that was the confirmation that let me know I was going in the right direction. So yeah, it was never mentally, I just was ready to get to it. I just was ready to work. That's always been, I'm a workhorse, man. So you got to tell me not to work. You got to, it's stuff like that has to happen.
For sure.
So yeah, I've been learning balance though.
I love it, man. I love it. It's very inspirational, man. When I was reading that, I was like, yeah, this is a guy with spirit. This is a guy that is determined, whether or not the world throws something at him, and he's gonna come back and he's gonna be like, all right, well, I'm gonna keep walking though. And I'm gonna pick it up from where I left off.
Exactly. And that's where when I say that my mentality is never of what ifs. It was just when.
Yeah.
When. Like that's all I thought about. It was like not a what if, it's just when. I'm gonna get it done no matter what. So it's either now or later. That's how I feel about, my career and me building it the way I built it. I'm not going nowhere. Like get used to me. Get used to me.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Let me ask you this. As an actor, we all have that moment, but I want to ask you specifically this question. Yeah. You remember getting your first check?
Of course.
As an actor? Walk me through that a little bit. What was that like for you?
Man, my first movie was Friday After Next. Not only was it the check, it was the hood credit that I got. Like to be a part of a Friday After Next.
That's true.
In the hood? What? I was Denzel. Like I didn't have a word in that movie. I was Denzel on the block. Like it was bigger than the check. Like the check was cool. Right. I spit that up hella quick, but but the notoriety that I got in the hood for being in the movie, and not just in a movie, but Friday After Next.
Friday After Next.
Forget about it. So that was a cool and fun time, man. I was working at Denny's. Working at Denny's. So I got the good part, then I got the bad part. People coming in Denny's, oh, you over here waiting. I'm like, yo, I had no lines in it. Like, of course I'm still working at Denny's, bro. Like,
well, exactly. Didn't you learn anything from 8 Mile? Like really? Dude won and still had to go to work.
Like, everybody check ain't the same, bro. I don't know what you thought. Like, everybody check ain't the same. I did not get the same check that Ice Cube got. I'm here, yes, out here. What would you like, bro? Like, you definitely had those moments at Denny's for real.
Oh my gosh! So even bigger than the check was the experience, of course. I love that answer.
Yeah, man. The hood credit, man. That was great.
Yeah. So, American Carnage Let's talk about it, man.
Yeah.
That's why we here, right? Uh, Tell me about your experience shooting this movie.
Man, being in Spain was life changing. We shot this movie 3.5 months out there. While I was shooting the movie, I was training for a marathon. So it was a life changing experience for me, mind, body, and spirit. So the role in the film, artistically, that was just this um, melting pot of young artists that you got to play with, with from Diego down, like everybody
Yeah.
from different walks of life and Latino, the different shades that we have. So you got all of that happening. Then again, going to a country where like I don't speak Spanish. So this is a foreign country in a foreign language that you have to kind of learn to live in while shooting this
Right.
movie as
Right.
well. So that created a bond with the cast because we had to kind of really unify and stick together. So we spent a lot of time outside of filming while we shot this movie, and I think that's the chemistry that you see on camera. Is just that we created some memories in our life that will last forever. While shooting this movie. So it's a
Amazing.
lot. It's more than just a movie to me. It was a great moment and I guess a turn in the style for the dial for me as far as like making it to the next level.
So good. So good. Was Spain everything you thought it would be? More or
I had
less?
no- I didn't I had no type of expectations of Spain. Like I didn't. I just because that was never on my list. Like Spain was never on my list to go to. Like it
I
was.
see.
I got my different places I was gonna hit, but Spain and Madrid was not on my list. And boy, do you just gotta walk into your blessings sometimes. Like I truly love Madrid.
Nice.
Yeah, I was glad I went in with no expectations. So I got to really. I was doing 100-mile months in Spain. So I was running around the entire city.
Oh
So I
my
got to see the
gosh.
entire city. Like literally, I ran to the end of the city.
That's
Like there's
amazing.
nothing, there's nothing but desert. There's nothing there. There's one road is
Yeah.
where I had to run to on all of my long runs. I was running like doing 18-mile runs there in
Amazing.
98-degree weather. Not the best, not the best circumstances to be training for a marathon, but yeah, I guess I choose difficult sometimes.
My man is running, trying to training for marathons while he's doing movies all over the world. Come on, man. So much further than that first check and that hood credit for
Come
sure.
on, talk about it. For real, man. For real.
I love it. Now you're an entrepreneur as well.
Mhm.
You got multiple businesses that keep you
Yeah.
busy on top of your busy acting career. One of the things that hit me though was your philanthropy, right? Tell me a little bit about Demo Nerds.
Nerds is special, man. Due to the pandemic, we haven't been able to really do it as much since the pandemic, and kind of I've been really super busy. But it's an acting program I developed, and I taught inner city youth for about 7.5 years straight.
Mm,
It's a 2-week camp. It was like a 6-month program, but because of my schedule, I had to consolidate it to 2 weeks. But we teach them acting and film, and then the last week they shoot their own short film.
love it.
And on the last day of the camp, we do a red carpet. They dress up in a suit and tie. I invite press out. We give them the whole Hollywood experience. What was really fascinating though, working with these kids, it wasn't about acting. It was just about them finding themselves. It
Mm,
wasn't about finding a character. It was about them finding themselves, and just the conversations I would have with some of the counselors and the therapists, and they would just compliment the program and say like, "Yo, it took us 8 months to do what you did in 2 weeks."
wow.
So that was
Wow.
I personally miss it, and we'll figure out how to do it, with all these restrictions, but we'll figure it out.
You're out here changing lives, brother.
Hey
You're out here
man,
changing lives, and I'm loving it.
appreciate
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right, do me a favor. 30 seconds. Sell me this movie. Why do I need to go see American Carnage?
it. It's fun. It's entertaining. We talk about a serious topic, but in an amazing, entertaining way that will leave you conversating and starting conversations about immigration in a different way. And I think that's the bigger message. You know, my character brings in some funny moments, but the deeper message is so much more important than the genre, than just a horror film. It's bigger than just a horror film. And I think that's what people are going to take away from it.
There it is. Oh my gosh. Talking to you today has truly been an inspiration, brother. I appreciate you, and I wish you nothing but success and happiness in your future.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate this convo, man.
Thank you all so much for watching When Zay Zay Met. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to be notified when we upload more conversations with celebrities and other interesting people. Now, if you'd like to see your favorite celebrity on the show, it's simple. Just tell us who that is by leaving us a comment down below. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you on the next one. Hasta la próxima. Lo quiero del corazón.